Hey everyone. Wow, the amount of email and messages about the assumption of God forms has been through the roof. So I'm going to answer one of the major questions that we get. Doesn't the Illuminati work with the Qaballa? And short answer is no. Okay. Is the Illuminati a group of ceremonial magicians? Yes. Do they work with a Luciferian and satanic current? The answer to that is also yes, but not in the same way that the Bible understands it. So what that really means is that the Bible doesn't understand or doesn't tell you just how horrible that really is. The Bible will tell you it's bad. I mean, and give you a gist, but let me tell you that it pales in comparison to the reality of what the Illuminati's Luciferian and satanic currents are. Lucifer is not Satan. They're two different entities, but they're all on the same structure of a multi-dimensional universe. Now, let me explain what that means and why this applies to you. The Grand Order of Draco Slayers is a group of ceremonial magicians. For the most part, we have a number of different traditions that flow in through another circle that we are a part of and then came to be, which is something that I can't necessarily go into. But we work with the Tree of Life, which is a universal tree of life. You know, we'll call it the Qaballa because it's just well known as the Qaballa. However, the Jewish people have no claim to it whatsoever. It is older than even their traditions, and it is a universal tree. So you can apply every single mythology on the planet to it, and that is what it was designed to do. So this is truly a universal key. Now, here's the difference. The Qaballa that we work with is not the same as the Qaballa of, say, Madonna or even the Hollywood Qaballa. That is also the Qaballa of the Illuminati. The Illuminati work with the Qaballa, which is truly what's called the Qilopth. And the Qilopth is, I think the best way to explain it is people are familiar with the pentagram, the star, right? There's the star with the point upward and the star with the point downward. People are sort of in tune to be wary of the star pointing downward. The Qilopth is the Qaballa pointing downward. So what we have here is, I'm going to move back the camera, is we have the Qaballa. Ah, boy, this is not good. We have the Qaballa. This is taller than I thought. Oh, there we go. Looks like Star Wars. It's all pointing downward at you in a galaxy, not far away. That thing is coming down at you, which goes upward. So the supreme point, Kether, way up here. However, the Qilopth, it would be inverse. Okay. Now, why does that matter? Okay, it matters because the Tree of Life, in the way that we work with it, has what's called a natural check and balance system already installed. All right? That's not to say that you can't do some pretty gnarly and bad things with it. You can. But the purpose of the tree is to self-contain and to achieve a balance between energies, so that there's no extreme. Extreme is when things start to really get out of hand. You can be extreme in the sense of darkness, and you can be extreme in the sense of light. Either way, extreme is going to get you into trouble and going to lead you to do things that just aren't going to be helpful for anyone. On the inverse of the Qilopth, there is no check and balance system. Each energy or planetary sphere or sephirot is without any check or balance system on the Qilopth, meaning that the energies there are almost innately self-serving. So if you are an individual who is locked into the Luciferian concept of worshiping yourself as a deity, aha, there it is, worshiping yourself as a deity, then you will not at all necessarily care about anybody else but you. But at the same time, if you are flowing with a deity path, you need others, especially physical beings, to serve you. Now, the best way to do that from a Luciferian concept is to manipulate and to terrorize, and that's exactly what they do. So let's talk about the Qaballa really quick. Let's talk about how we view it and how we use it in this way, in our way, in the way that we want the world to go back into a balanced state. So we all, you and me, are right here, metaphysically, okay? All of this is just sort of a roadmap, kind of, you know, I mean, there really isn't, I mean, they're not actual locales in this way, but they are states of existence and states of awareness layered on top of each other that lead into physicality, okay? So we begin here at Malkuth. Now here's the interesting thing. Malkuth, or the physical world, is also related to as the kingdom. It is the physical world. So the old adage of the kingdom of heaven, what they don't tell you is that the kingdom of heaven is built with hands of flesh, meaning that the only reality of a heavenly existence is going to be built by humans on this physical plane, or by other physical beings, and there are other physical beings that aren't necessarily human. So for all of this stuff here, which is not manifested, okay, it all becomes real in the physical world. So we look at it as we are kingdom builders of our own kingdoms here. And when you get in touch with your higher self, like where the Qilopth would, they would say, oh, well, I'm back. Let me hold off. Let me hold off on that. So what we're doing with the assumption of God form first is we are realizing that we are physical beings, okay? Then we move up into what we know as the moon, or the great astral ocean. This is called G.O.O.D.S. This is the foundation of our dreams. This is the thing that builds our world. This is the blueprint of our physical reality. This is us. This is our imagination leading us up into the realm of dreams and imagination and the astral world. This is where all the energies above it flow into. Now, these G.O.O.D. and Natzak do flow into the physical world, but they do it through astral currents as well. So this is a very important place, G.O.O.D. This is where you go when you dream. This is the doorway to the astral realms. This is the imagination. This is your visualizations. These are all these things, and those are all doorways into it. So you need to really, really take serious your thoughts, your daydreams, the things that you continually go back to, because those build your physical world. Those flow into your actual life. There's just so many concepts with it. I'm trying to limit it down. But when you use visualization, when you dream, when you use your imagination, you are entering into the portal of G.O.O.D. Now, in the tarot, this connecting pathway between Malkuth and G.O.O.D. is shown as the universe card. And it is a woman surrounded oftentimes by stars and other things that represent planetary bodies. They were not truthful when they told you that this woman was Venus. It's Gaia. There's the Gaia impregnation concept that I've talked about. Are you listening, Cheeto? Okay, there it is. You are entering into her world. The stars around her symbolize the astral world. She is the mother of that astral realm. So in that astral realm, you are technically within the womb of Gaia. Anything that you plant there, which are your thoughts, strengthened by your emotion. So here it is. Your thoughts here, okay, of G.O.D, the intellect, and then you have the emotional world coming together, making things stronger. So you have your thoughts and your feelings fortifying what you're doing in the astral world. There's more to it, but these are very important concepts for you to get. So the images and things that you feel and sense and project in your astral worlds, in your imagination, in your daydreaming, is what Gaia will give birth to here on the physical plane. Okay? Now, right here, this is Qaballa. This is the state of your soul, where your soul is, where your higher self is. And on the tree of life, your higher self on the Qaballa is your highest ideals. This is where everything that is beautiful, that is glorious, that is absolutely wonderful about you resides. This is where your true self, divorced from all trappings, from all manipulations, in your purest form, this is where you reside. And this is where the Christ energy is. It is the solar energy. It is an inner sun. It is the beaming out of light into a dark world. Those who embrace this center are said to become beacons of light, are said to be torches in the night. They are, here it is, the truth, the light, and the way. Interesting. There is a lot of old Gnostic images of Jesus with a candle entering into an underground place. These images have not survived, for the most part, into modern day Christianity because they were too hard to explain. Why is Jesus leading us down into the darkness? He wasn't, it's what is this light? Why is Jesus the sun and then the sun and then the light? It's all allegorical to a point. Yes, there was a man. Yes, his name was probably Jesus, but Jesus is the equivalent of Joe to this day. I mean, Joe is the common man, is everybody's Joe, okay? Everybody back then was Jesus. Common birth, achieved greatness through contact of his higher self, and became a king among men, became a light source among men for those who are lost. And he taught them what he did to achieve that. Not to be worshipped, okay? Not like in the Qilopth. He wasn't meant to be worshipped. He did it so that everyone else could do it too. That is sacrifice. Now we're beginning to understand what Bearheart is. This is your ascension first into assuming a God form, not becoming a God form, like in the Qilopth. See, there are subtle differences to what we're doing. I'm probably going to have to do a part 2 and just focus solely on that because it is so vitally important. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'll be right back.